Warning: this podcast has not yet been rated for children, or teens, or even not disabled. Disabled supervision is advised.
Thank you so much for coming back, everybody. I am so excited for today's episode with my special guest, Austin Halls. I'm going to try to keep this intro nice and brief. It's very hot in this room. I am sweating bullets you can't see, and I do have a new friend here. I have the Open Bionics Hero Pro, and she is just so beautiful. I'm told that this is one of the very first, so it has lots of features that I am learning how to use, some special ones that are not child-friendly, and if you are a child watching this, I urge you to go home, take a nap, and not watch this, because this is for adults only. Thank you for trying to join me. I know that this is really important, but this is more of an adult show. So, little kids, peace out. I'll show you this on my social media, and go follow me at Where's Waldman. Okay, are they gone? Great. All right, wipe the sweat off my face. Where do I even begin? On a bit of a somber note, we have had word that Medicaid has been cut. I'm wearing a Crip Camp shirt. I'm trying to feel disability pride as much as I can, but it is definitely hard. I acknowledge that, but today's episode is the ray of sunshine that you all need. Today's guest's name is Austin Halls, and Austin is now a Recording Academy member, class of 2025. I'm so proud of him. He is a pop icon in the disability community. Austin is an incredible advocate, and this conversation just really brings me all of the hope that we need. He talks about how we're the voice that we need to hear. And sometimes we just have to tune out those outside voices and all of the powers that are seemingly coming against us and staying true to ourselves and how important that is. So I really appreciate Austin being with me on this show. And I'm so excited to dive in. And I may have a very special amputee actor named Ruth Codd coming on as my next guest. So please come back for more. Subscribe, listen, like, please engage, because I really love being here with all of you. And this is my passion. Though I will say that my time and episodes may come a little bit slower because I did just get a brand new job. I am working front of house at a local variety show in Atlantic City called The Hook by Spiegel World, and I absolutely love it. All of the performers there are so sweet, and all of my coworkers, I love them, and I'm so happy there. So that's taking up a lot of my time, and you'll definitely see more from me in the future. So that's all. Peace out. Enjoy the episode. We'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, Austin. Thank you so much for being with me today. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
You know what? I've been better. I'm not going to lie. Being a spoonie during weather changes, it is hot in New Jersey right now. I'm sure you're in North Jersey. How hot is it up there?
It's about like 70, 75. I think my apartment is always so like temperature controlled that I'm like, it's not that cold, it's not that warm. I go outside and I'm like, oh my God, it's like actually sweaty. I got sushi
Yes.
and I was like, I have to eat inside because I love to just eat in my car. We love a car session, but I had to eat
Oh,
inside and like, yeah, you understand.
I love a car picnic. There's just something about a car picnic with yourself too. There's a lot of parks around here that are overlooking the water and the bay and all the birds going by. It's such a vibe. And then I'll like if it's sushi on top of that. I've not had sushi for a car picnic though. You're quite fancy, my friend.
Well, the only reason I do it, they do a lunch special right by my house. $13 for 3 rolls and a soup and a salad. I should be their sponsor because I get it
Right?
every single week. It's so so good.
When you find a bargain deal, you are right there. You're like, take my money. Say less. Say
One thing
less.
about me, I'm a
Mm-hmm.
mom. I'm a coupon. I'm a sale. I will never say pay full price. Never, not in this house.
Well, you and also you had introduced me to now my favorite thrift store too. So we love a bargain. Yes. And I have been Second Street. They've got, we'll plug them in right here. They've got locations everywhere between us. So I have been frequenting. And I love me a thrift. I'm not wearing any thrifted today, but most days I have at least one thrifted item on. I don't know about you, but that's usually where I lean.
It depends. It depends. I feel like Second Street has been where I've been getting all my stuff. Like their pants, how would you literally get any better? So yeah,
You
we love.
can't. You and they're always like cycling through the seasons, which and I think I saw like you've been wearing some kind of like you like scuba material. Is that correct? Like you like a tank. You're a big tank fan.
I love that you said scuba. I instantly went scuba diving. I was like, have I been scubaing? I don't even
Wait.
know.
That's so funny. That's actually what they call it on QVC is like, and I have like, I'll even lift my leg, these like pants that are like the athletic wear. That it's like a scuba suit material.
I've never heard that in my life. I was like, scuba. I actually hate the water and I can't get my ears wet because of Mobius. So like literally scuba, I just got triggered. I was like, please don't make me do it.
Anything but that. I'm a lover of the water, but I greatly dislike scuba, snorkeling. I'm one of those people who subscribes to the fish don't come in my house. Why am I going in the fishy's house? We do not, it is not the same. We do not belong. No, thank you. But now that I know this, I will not be inviting you to the beach.
No, no, no. I love the beach. I will
Okay,
sit
okay,
my
fair.
my pretty little butt down with a beach towel and I will soak up the sand in the sun. I love,
Beautiful.
love, love. But
Okay.
anything after my knee, I don't align with it.
Good to
Mm-mm.
know. Good to know. I didn't know that with Mobius syndrome that you can't get your ears wet. Is that like is it common knowledge within the community?
I would say it's not Mobius lore, it's definitely Austin lore. Like, I had tubes in my ears. I had tubes in my ears and they fell out. And like now I just have like perforations in my ear drums or ear whatever. Yeah, so like
Oh
if
my
I get
god.
water in my ear, I will get infected, ear infections. And I
That's
do
not good.
mostly. Yeah,
Oh,
it's not fun.
no. Yeah, my
Yeah.
ears just, like, with the seasons changing have been ringing, so I cannot imagine, like, a full-on ear infection. Oh my gosh. We are, like, not low maintenance, us disabled people, not at all. Also, you said sit your pretty little butt on the sand, feel free to curse. You're in my house anytime. I go by I'm the Jersey girl. I will not be censoring myself. It's not happening
I
today.
I have been really actively trying to not curse because, like, the
Ooh,
more I've
okay.
been doing, the more I've been finding that I'm cursing through these things. And I'm like, I need to calm down. I need to sit my pretty little ass down and just like watch my mouth. And, Jersey, I don't know what is in the air in Jersey, but like, if you're not swearing, you're not from Jersey. I don't make the rules.
They treat you differently. I guess I'm just the bad influence today then. Well, we will be mindful of it at least, which is a good word to start on because we have had some good conversations in the past year. Austin, did you know that we're celebrating a year of friendship
Oh
over
my gosh. 1 year anniversary?
1 year
Come on now.
anniversary? I met you at the Runway of Dreams State Ability Show, and that was on Valentine's Day. It's now past my birthday, it's now March 31st. I'll date us. But
How
yay. I was
romantic.
like,
How
I
romantic.
know. I love a good anniversary. We need to normalize platonic relationships, platonic romance, right? It's good to have.
Oh,
We
me and
need
my
those.
girls, me and my girls, I am so happy that I'm gay because it just feels like I'm platonically dating every single woman in my life. Like
That's
the relationship
beautiful.
I have with them, like Aaliyah. I feel like Aaliyah is literally my straight girlfriend and I'm her gay boyfriend. Like
Oh.
we pulled up. She had an event yesterday. Pulled up with flowers. I'm like, Are we dating? Are we? I love
Oh
it though.
my
It's so special.
gosh. That is
Yeah.
so funny that you said it that way because some of my friends I don't know if you'll be in town for it. It's Real Abilities this weekend, but a few of our friends are playing Lincoln Center this weekend. And I'm like, can I get away with buying 7 bouquets of flowers? Like,
Yes.
I will do it.
Yes.
I
The
would
answer
do
is
it.
yes.
I might buy 1 bouquet and like they each get a ribbon around flower or something like that. We'll figure it out. Trader Joe's is good for that stuff. We love that kind of thing.
I was just
But
gonna
you're
say Whole
right.
Foods, Trader Joe's. It's yeah, 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 yeah.
But those little acts of love, that's what it's all about. But so yes, you made was that your first fashion show then? Because I know that you had another
iconic debut in the last year too when it comes to fashion. Was that your first time on a runway though? No, that wasn't your first time on a
So
runway.
it was the first time on the runway, and, like, I I don't really think about it, which is actually crazy. Cause like, I feel like I've loved fashion. It was never my journey, like, I never thought I could see myself on the runways, like, I never saw anyone who was disabled on the runways, and I just was never it was never in my mindset of, like, "You know what? Maybe one day you could do this," and I've
Sure.
just always been a lover of like art and expression, and because of my face being paralyzed, I had to find different outlets for that. And so fashion was like how I could like have other people perceive me as the person that I know that I am. So like I love tattoos, I love fashion, I love like expression because my face is paralyzed. You don't know what I'm expressing through my face. So we gotta dress the role for what people wanna treat you as, you know?
That is so funny that you say that too, because I think I saw one of your posts the other day that said, like, you physically can't smile. And I didn't think about that. Which is interesting because you're very good at smizing, like, you're a king at smizing, excuse me. And fashion, you're right, is that extra little cherry on top that just brings your whole personality and look together. So had I not known that that wasn't your first time on the runway, had I not known that you physically cannot smile, like, your personality shone through for me. And it was so cute because I went to this event and, like, was feeling myself. I applied to be in the runway show. However, that one was a very specific one. It was with my friends at Dateability, and you got matched with like a romantic partner on the runway, which was super cutesy. I was very sad I didn't get selected though, but they invited me to come. They're like, oh, there'll be people in the audience who also didn't get selected. So, like, have fun. And I was like, okay, let's try it. But I got all cutesy, I got dressed up, and nobody was talking to me except for like the three people I knew. I know. And I'm just like, I guess I'll go make friends with the snack bar. So I go over to the food and I remember a plushie, like one of those fuzzy coats that's faux fur. And it kind of like was bigger than it was oversized from the dress. And I walked past you, you walk away, and then you came back and you said, no, excuse me, who are you?
I said, "There's no way in hell that you are looking that amazing, and I'm just gonna walk past you and act like nothing happened, cause the
I
hair
was
was
like, thank
hairy."
God. So, seriously, thank you. It literally made my life and could not fit a more perfect way for us to match. Because for me, a lot of people, when I meet them, you sometimes you meet somebody and you just know, you're like, oh, we're fated now. This is love, done. That was it for me. So I love you. I'm happy that you could be here with me today and get to talk about all of our favorite things in fashion and representation and just kiki, as you said. I love that you said that. I was like, yes, let's kiki. Let's get into it. So, yeah, that was your debut. And then you made some history after that. You got to do another runway show. Tell me about that.
Oh, girl, I can't even believe it. Like, I feel like I talk about it all the time, and then I always am like, "Oh, wait, that actually does happen. That did happen."
Yes.
Um, shout out to Runway of Dreams for everything that they're doing because, like, really, 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 I didn't even know this was possible. And, I like going kind of back on what I said, I just really don't think that there was facial difference representation, disability representation. That's still something that we have so much more work to do. And like, I just was like, one day maybe I'll see myself, being represented. And, Runway of Dreams have really, really shown me that, like, oh yeah, like I can do fashion. I can be a model. I can, be in these spaces. So, doing just the first one was terrifying because it wasn't even like you're not just doing a runway by yourself. You're meeting someone for the first time. You're gonna like connect with them, and then also you're gonna strut down the runway with them. You don't know who they are.
Mhm.
You don't know their personalities. You don't know what they're about. So like it was so crazy, but so beautiful. And then I was just like, I love you. I connected with all of them. And then they did New York Fashion Week, and I was
Yes.
like, oh my God, New York Fashion Week is something that like I dreamed of just being at the seat, like literally just sitting and watching it. And then they did the applications. I was like, you know what? Let's just see what happens. And then, yeah, the rest is history. I'm the first person with Mobius syndrome to walk in your fashion week, which is like, what do you do? Like when that, what do you, how do you process that? Like that's a weird thing. That's a crazy thing.
It's insane, and not only that, honey, you opened the show, right?
Yeah. Oh
Right?
yeah. Oh
Right? Like,
yeah.
don't downplay. Don't downplay on me. No way. But you're right though. When you get these moments of like success and you're like, wait, I did that? Oh, yeah. No, it wasn't just like I did it. It was like high care, high care. Yeah.
Like I did it and I served.
Yes, you
Is
did.
that crazy? And I will say, like, I feel bad because no, I don't feel bad, but I was so it's like I'm never a diva, but like when it comes to fashion, when it comes to music, like I'm very particular. Like if anyone like you know me, I'm a very chill, nonchalant person, go with the flow. And then literally when it comes to art and expression, I'm so like I love it so much. I get so passionate about it. So they were
As you
trying to put me
should.
they were trying to put me in shorts, and I felt so bad because I did my fitting and it was all adaptable, so it was like it was a good look, it was a great fit, but I
Sure.
personally am not a shorts person. I don't know what about it. I repent my shorts. So literally they put me in shorts, and the other two outfits they had a shipping issue. So that was the only
Oh
outfit
no.
that was happening for me. And I was
Ah.
like, guys, I was like trying so hard not to be like I was like, guys, I really just don't align with shorts. Like, is there any way we can do it? So like literally like Mindy was so cool. Mindy was like, Austin, this is our first time at New York Fashion Week. Like, I want you to feel comfortable. It's about what you want, you know? And I was like, thank God, because I know if it was like a normal, like regular schmegular, like New York Fashion Week with like the high
You would
end,
be
like
out. Yeah.
they'd be like, "Get out," or like, "I don't care, you're wearing it or you're not." So Mindy was so amazing. Mindy was like, "No, girl, we want you to be comfortable. Like this is your
Aw.
showcase of yourself." So they literally ordered me like a whole. They actually like let me choose out from their collection. They're like, "What do you
Wow.
like?" And I was like, "This is amazing," but I was really adamant. I was like, "Please, guys, I need to not, I can't do the shorts." So they're like, "What do you want?" So I
Wow.
found this adaptable two-piece set. It was a baby blue sweatsuit that was fully adaptable, and like it was so cute and it was so beautiful, and I got to like wrap it around my chest. Like it was giving
It didn't
bougie
just go around
rich.
your chest, it went around your head in the air. You
Oh,
worked. I think I was watching the live stream and I was like, I am not surprised. I'm
I
not
had to do
shocked.
something. If you're gonna start a show, you gotta start with a bang. So I was like, let me just throw it on my
Yes.
shoulder. And I was so scared that it was gonna like fall the right way, but it fell perfectly. And it was just like, what a dream. Like the fact that people, yeah, how do
Crazy.
you process? How do you
I
process?
If you hadn't told me that that was like your first time in New York Fashion Week, also never would have known that either. Is like, and you must have learned from Madame Tyra, the queen, Tyra Banks. She taught you something. A&TM all these years. I'm a big reality TV girl. I just had a whole episode on reality TV, but we learned something, right? Like there's so much about ourselves that we don't see that other people can. So the fact that, you had that kind of redeeming factor of, yeah, it was your first time, but you got to decide. There's a lot of people who would be out. They would have been kicked out for saying no, thank you.
But
So it's
it really is important
it's
though. I mean,
beautiful.
you have to ask for what you want, and you have to know who you are, and like you know, and that will get you in trouble, and you maybe some
Yeah.
spaces that will, but you know, like I just wanted to be And they were so adamant about being represented in a good way, and like they were
Yes.
so cool about letting me share my expression. And I think it's really special. And it taught me a lesson of like, I was always a people pleaser. I was like, "Is that what you want? Like, do you want me to have that? Like, okay, fine." And then I would always feel some type of way. And learning boundaries has been such a important lesson. And asking for what you want, like, that's not a easy thing, but it's so rewarding at the end for sure.
It is. You and I have gone deep on some talks about like mental health advocacy and our confidence levels, how that all impacts and plays a part of it. You have some like connection with your own mental health journey and psychiatry. You want to talk on that a little bit? Because I loved this fact about you. I loved learning this about you.
So I just was really, really into like people's like behavior. And I feel like I was always the therapist. I was always taking care of my mom, and I was always like the people would go to me for everything. And I feel like I just felt very comfortable with helping people with their emotions. And I was before I knew I wanted to really go into full-time advocacy, I was like gonna be a therapist. So I got my degree in psychology, and I graduated right when the pandemic started. I was literally
Ah,
in my last semester. I was in a single dorm in my college. I was living my best life. Like I was so
wow.
happy to be there. And then everyone got kicked out of the dorms. The school shut down, and then I graduated my last semester during the pandemic, and then I started my master's fully online for counseling. And I was just like, I so many things were happening. The life was just a war with the
Yes.
pandemic. And I just
Yes.
was like, I don't even know if I really want to do counseling, because the full time you have to give yourself 40 hours a day talking to people. They're dumping on you. You have to be, able to separate your feelings from your clients. And I am not good at that. Like I'd be the
You're a
therapist.
very good empath.
I would be calling them at like 2 a.m. like, "Hey girl, I just had a dream about you. Like, you okay?" And they're like, "What are you talking about?"
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I could foresee that as your counseling journey. I could definitely. You'd be the one to be like, let's, go and do a dream journal together. Like we should both talk about our dreams. I could see that in your counseling
I would
services.
love to, but listen, I
Right?
love psychology. Psychology has taught me so much about like myself, about like how the brain works, and like how really your thoughts change your whole life, and the way that you perceive yourself in the world literally will affect your whole entire existence. So that alone,
Absolutely.
crazy. Yeah.
So good though. It's so good to know too, especially when we're in this industry of being in the arts and like and I that's also what I wanted to know is like when you were going through your psychology and schooling, what came first? Was it psychology? Have you always been a musician at heart? What was your calling? Truly.
So truly, truly, music has always been my number one, as in like my like passion. And I literally wanted to. It's so funny because my brother's a little bit older than me. He started playing the trumpet when I was like, I don't know, in second grade, third grade. And I was like, I want to learn how to play the trumpet. And they're like, honey, your face is paralyzed, babe. Like I'm sorry, maybe that's not gonna be in your path. And I was
Maybe
like,
pick a different one. Pick a different
yeah, they're like, music is
one.
good. Yeah, they're like, music is good, but like maybe something else. And I was like, well, damn, if all the instruments in school are like, you gotta have some facial movement. I was like, I guess I'll play the drums, because I guess drums
Oh.
you don't have to do, whatever. So fourth grade, I started playing the drums, was in love with percussion and the xylophone and all the different things in percussion. I was obsessed with it. And then I picked up piano and guitar, and I think like 14, 13 is when I got my first guitar. I was obsessed with Ed
Oh.
Sheeran, like obsessed with the first
Okay.
album. Yeah, and I was like, all right, maybe songwriting is gonna be something that I can do. So just started posting covers of my music, like my covers on YouTube and Facebook. And
Wow.
then a producer actually a family with Mobius syndrome, a baby boy with Mobius syndrome. They saw my covers and they knew Gavin Degraw's producer in Nashville, Tennessee. So they're like, "We love this man. Like, we love Austin. Is there any
What?
way? Yeah, is there any way we can like have him come to Nashville, Tennessee? We'll pay you. Just help him produce his first ever project." And
Oh my
the producer was
god.
so chill. The producer was amazing, and it was like, yeah, come to Nashville, Tennessee. Don't pay me a dime. I just love his story. So I was like 15 years old. I went to Nashville, Tennessee. My parents drove me as I didn't have my license or anything. And that's when I knew that, like, when I walked into the studio, I was like, yeah, professionally recording music is something that I want to do for the rest of my life.
Beautiful. Oh my god, and didn't know this about Gavin DeGraw's producer. First of all, Gavin DeGraw. Love. I'm a music girly at heart. I've been singing since I was a little baby. My dad is a guitarist, so like always had music. So we grew up in the house with that. So like getting the people to see you first of all and say, "Yes, we love Austin. We love Austin's music. Somebody make this into a sound, drop a beat with him." Huh, so cool. I didn't
Yeah, it
even
was
know
insane. It
this.
was insane. And then
Oh.
I just was like, I feel like music was something that I loved doing. And I always dreamt about being like a musician. And I knew I loved pop. So I knew pop musician and pop artistry was something
Mhm.
that I wanted to be. But I went home after that and I just started songwriting. And, this is a really cool thing that I always talk about. Like, when I got asked to go to Nashville, Tennessee, that is when I started my advocacy for disabilities. And I was
Oh,
trying to
cool.
campaign to get on the Ellen show when she was not canceled. Crazy, yeah, crazy.
You
But
don't even know, babe. Oh
I
my
don't,
God.
I don't want to know.
I have an Ellen story too. This is so funny. Go ahead. Please go on about this. So you were campaigning to be on Ellen with your disability? Relate. Relate. Who
Oh,
was it?
girl, literally, I feel like that's like the kindness. Like everyone was like, she's like the nicest like person, so like she'll love
Sure.
my story, she'll love it. So, but it's funny because like I was like I am only inspiration on social media at that point. Like I was only like the normal tokenizing of disabilities, the normal like if I could do it, you can do it too, which
Sure.
still reigns true from everything I do. But like I only wrote like inspirational music, and
Oh,
it was like that journey of like, okay, I'm starting my songwriting like moment. What do I write about? I don't know. So I was like, well, I'm only an inspiration for the audience per se. So I only can write about inspirational music. Luckily, I got home. I was like, that's stupid. I'm like, I hate that. I don't like that at all. Like, I'm a full human being with a
yes,
complex
ma'am.
amount of emotions. I'm gonna literally like touch on heartbreak and love and being, beautiful and sexy and all these amazing things that comes with like being different. And so, third album is coming up and like I feel like I'm finally like at a point where I'm writing, I'm producing, creating music that like feels really, really like authentic and not something that I'm trying to sell or not something of like I'm not sure what I'm doing. So it feels really cool.
That is so beautiful. It's kind of cool too. Like you worked yourself through the learning what was and what wasn't right for you. And it just like to have that happen so instantly where a lot of people don't see that in their journey and for years and years will pander to a certain thing and then come time for them to actually connect with the community is like, that's not our cuppa. Right, right. And to learn that so quickly, that's oh, you don't surprise me. You're very smart. You're very intuitive. So like
But it took
that's
time though. It takes
yeah.
time, you
Yeah.
know?
It does. It's a journey, as is everything else. I will share my Ellen story with you because it's so funny. My mom and I, when I lost my arm, I went through like a couple revision. I had about like in 2 years, maybe 18 surgeries. I don't know, maybe like 10. And my mom and I would watch Ellen every day that I was in the hospital at 3 p.m. We were like, put on Ellen. It's 3 p.m. Oh, it's 4 p.m. We can still catch or 3:45. Perfect. We can still catch the end. So we would watch, and I started taking photos of us watching in hospital rooms and submitted that to the show and said it would be so cool, like if we could, be flown out and do the whole thing. So I finally get home, move back in my house, and the show calls the house and says, Melanie, we got your application. How would you feel if you ever met Ellen? Like, how would you? And like, this was an interview to be a guest on the show, right? So I know this, I'm listening to it. Meanwhile, my mother knows that I just graduated from journalism school. And it's two very opposite sides of the coin. You can be a celebrity and be wild and free and big. But if you're a journalist, you have to have that hat on and be professional.
Mhm.
So they get me on the phone. I'm like, oh, I would be so excited. I would have such a good time. They're like, okay, great. Can we talk to your mom? And I'm like 22. So it's like, okay, hand her the phone. And they say, how would you feel if you got to meet Ellen? And she says, normal, nothing else. We didn't end up on the show. I
She's
love
like,
her for
meh,
that.
meh.
She's like, I would be so normal. I would be so chill.
Mhm.
Like, no, wrong phone call. But it's
I
so
wish
true. Like,
she said Ellen. She said, "Who's Ellen?" I have no idea who Ellen is. What? Who? What?
I'm
Where
sorry,
are
whose
you?
show is this? Whose show? Melanie's gonna be paid to work. Okay, great. She's got the job. I'll be so chill. So chill. Like, maybe next time. So now we learned. We learned that way. But also, saving grace, right? Saving grace and
Everything
all of the
happens for a
things.
reason.
It
Yeah.
does. Yes. So,
Yeah.
okay. So you worked with this producer, you came home, you're writing music. And then I want to know what came first in this aspect. Was it you being a part of the Grammys? Like, tell me about that journey.
So
Where do we
I
start?
wish. I wish. Imagine if I started with the Grammys. You know, I feel like that's crazy. That's like, and that's like wow. Like I'm doing it.
Pipe dream.
Yeah. So I, I feel like I got home. I was like, I just want to write as much music as I can, and I just want to like put out my stuff. Like, I knew that like music, was not gonna be like my paying my bills. I didn't think it was gonna be like I'm gonna release an album and my life's gonna change. I just was like, this feels good for me. Like this feels good for what I want to do. This is it's like therapeutic. This is my therapy. It's my happy place. Just creating music and going to a studio. And shout out to Tyler, who's my studio producer when I got home. He's been working with me since like 2018, 2019, and
Aw.
like I just loved it. I loved it. So I didn't have like a dream or a vision. I was just like, you know what? I want to make music for myself. I want to like start, songwriting and just get my music growth going. So released
Yes.
an album 2020, which was like, why did I do that? Like literally pandemic. Like no one, it's whatever. So
Who's writing music? Hey, at least you were ahead of the pack there. Like,
It's true, but it came out at the worst time. It was like so. It was. I think it was literally like April on my. I think it was on my birthday during the
oh
pandemic. So it was just like,
my
hey guys, the world's in
goodness.
shambles, but like I paid so much money to make this happen. So like, here's an album. It was my first ever album. I didn't know what kind of artistry I wanted to have. And I really, really
Sure.
love this album because this is my first album that like it was me and my producer. There was no one else that collabed on this. So it was just like we got this album together. I love and I still love the album is called Jaded. The title track Jaded. I still bop to it. I will say that song hits hard and there's a lot of meaning behind that. But then I was like, all right, album number one is done. I think I have like an idea of like what I want my sound to be. And then we started working and collabing with other producers, getting, beats from other producers, writing on beats, as that's like a really big thing in the industry. So I was like, all right, let me learn how to like write on other people's like tracks. So I started working with other producers, and my second album, called Back to Me, was like my like, all right, I'm a pop boy and I love it so much. Let me lean into my pop and like that album was like after a big breakup, so it's called Back to Me.
Oh.
It's an
Mm.
album for myself. It's an album also, just as therapy, and I love it. I love it.
Yes.
I love it. And then I was like, all right, I feel like album number two was like trying to get people to listen to me and kind of commercialize myself to make it palatable for like
Okay.
anyone who loves pop. And then I was just like, you know what? I found this beat from a producer and I was like, oh my god, this is like a really fun dance club song. And I love
Yes.
my electric songs. I love my dance songs. And I was in the car, as I always do. I feel like people songwrite in so many different places.
Oh, yeah.
In the car is where I songwrite the most. I love
Oh,
songwriting in the car. It's such a funny
okay.
thing. I know it's such a random thing. And then
No, you've got car picnics down and you've got car songwriting. So like, hey,
this
I'm gonna take a seat of influence from that.
cars have just been my conversation. I don't know why, but
Yeah, I
it's a
love
little
it.
safe place. It's a safe spot, you know?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I was like, what if I wrote a song? And this is like, I was really leaning into like my social media and like I was doing really cool things with Google and just like really, really was like getting my advocacy started. So I was like, wouldn't it be really funny, cool, different, and just like amazing if I could like write a song about being disabled, but like not in like a sad way, not in like we are the world, we are the children. I'm so sorry, but like I was like, I'm not doing no sad song about disabilities because everything about disabilities is so sad, inspirational, tokenizing, like this person's in a wheelchair, but she went to college. Like, okay, babes, cool,
Yes.
cool. Like,
Yes. Good for
let's make
her.
literally like another thing that able-bodied people are using towards the community to inspire
Mhm.
able-bodied people. No, we're not doing this anymore. So I was
Mm-mm.
like,
Mm-mm.
let's have a cool ass club song that's saying like, yeah, I'm disabled, so what? And I'm hot and I'm sexy and this beat is sick. So like literally
It
like
is so sick.
it,
I love that song so much. I honestly bop to it the most, I'm not gonna lie. But when I'm like, I need a song, give me a freaking beat when I'm like feeling low. Cause for me in the car, I do a lot of crying. That's my that's my car safety. Except when I'm not moving, of course, preferably. But if I'm like, no, I need a bop, I need a beat, it's Austin time. We're putting some Austin on. Sometimes in the beginning of yoga classes, if I want to get people hyped up, that's the beat I drop because it's adaptive yoga. It's yoga for people with disabilities. They want to feel seen, and to put music to that is so smart. And I'm so glad that it's you on top of that. That makes it 10 times more meaningful to me. Yeah, I
Thank
love that song.
you.
Love,
Thank you.
love,
And
love.
like I just was like, damn, this like no one has done this. Like literally no
Yeah,
one has like
yeah.
opened this door. And I really love this new era of music because it truly honestly I am a sad boy. I love some Amy Winehouse. I love some Sam Smith. I love some Adele. Like I am
Yes.
I physically have to tell my body and my brain to stop listening to sad music because I will just cycle through sad music and then I'll wake up and I'm like, why am I so sad? And I really had
Oh.
to, not sad, but like, it just gets you,
No, I've been there.
you
Some
understand.
days you need it. Some days like you do need to put on a sad song and be in your feelings, right? But then you need the like lifeblood of a good beat at the same time as much as you need the sad boy songs. I'm a sad emo girly myself, so I hear you. Sometimes you just need that music cuz it's nostalgic. But the confidence comes in and also like fighting off the ableism of like this song is not for you, sir. Sit down.
I'm like,
Disabled
girl,
people to the front. Thank
it's
you.
so funny that people like I've been, obviously I talk about, disabilities in pop music and it's like the people who are not disabled are like, why do we need that? Like why do we need dance
Did they really say
disability
that to
me?
you?
Yeah, well they're just like, well, why would you you know, you
Ugh,
there's so much like confusion and
Sure.
unawareness, and there's no education on disability rights history. You know all of this. I'm talking to the choir here. Like,
No, it's just like so icky that like I guess the marketability of it is what people probably struggle with. And I don't think
well,
that hit me till just now. Yeah.
well, it's like literally the only like what. So if you're not in the scene, and this is why we push to get outside of the scene and
Mhm.
outside the community, the only thing like if you went up to someone and said, "Hey, I'm disabled," the first thing that someone's gonna say is, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." There's always been that negative stigma, which is we laugh
Right.
and it's like, girl, what? There's so much
It's so
love,
true.
there's so much power in this community, but like if you're not educated in this, you're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I'm disabled," and they're gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for you." And so when they hear a dance song reclaiming or talking about disabilities, their brain like kind of shuts down. They like malfunction a little bit because they're like, "Dance, fun, disability, huh?"
Ah.
Yeah.
Disability. I gotta bop out.
Tell me,
Every
what do
time you
you
say it,
see?
every time you hear it, I'm like, I bop out in my head. But it's so true. It's just like I can foresee people being able to like not really being able to grasp that. Because even still, like when people find out about what I do, I get a lot of like, well, it's amazing that you're able to like channel that, which like is valid, but like what the hell else am I supposed to do? I feel like a lot of times people fall back on like, I don't know what to say, so I'm going to say the most awkward possible thing. And then, like, that falls into ableism and that falls into problematic things that we're just like, can we end this conversation? Ma'am,
Like,
please?
wow, you're
Turn up the
so
beat. Turn up the
strong.
beat.
We just need to literally have a fader that just fades in like do. Like literally it's insane and it's like, girl, like that really shows you like how underrepresented we are. Like the fact
Mhm.
that there's no conversations about it and like I don't know, it's just crazy. So I feel this past year, I've just been so abundantly blessed with like everything that's happened in my life, and so grateful that like this song is such a cool way to talk about disabilities because there is people who are advocates and who love to talk about disabilities, and me too. Like we all get paid to go to schools and do our
Mhm.
motivational speaking, which I love. You know, I love to inspire other people, but like I love being able to show people through other ways like art. Art is like the best way to educate people on like how it really
Yes.
feels. And I
Mhm.
love so my new album, my third album is coming out hopefully very soon, but it's called
Yes.
Disability, TEA, and it's spelling the T on disability joy, which is something
So
that we don't really
good.
have. And I love that like I can this album is mostly we got a few meta songs that are talking about like your thoughts and your feels, but like this whole
Wonderful.
album basically is just like a empowering reclamation of who you are. You don't have to be disabled to
Yes.
reclaim your differences and reclaim your identities, and I just love that. I feel like I found the formula to like get my personality and my energy into music to make people feel the way that
Uh,
I hope people feel when I'm with them, you know?
So powerful. Oh my gosh. And you were saying like this last year, I feel like that all lends itself to you. Is like when we do the work, you really show yourself that like you belong in this space where whether all these outside forces are like, you're just here to inspire. We're gonna put you in a kitty corner in a box. But no, we're so much more than that. We're allowed to have hopes and feelings and joys and aspirations. And among those things, you were on a runway and one of the biggest stages, and then you got to go to the Grammy Awards on top of that. Like,
Oh my gosh.
what?
Oh yeah, so we were talking about the Grammys, beautiful 180. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But yeah,
I
so
love
the
it.
Grammys, we gotta shout out Ramped because Ramped is such a powerful way that I have been opened to so many doors in like the disability community, in the music industry. So Ramped, if y'all don't know Ramped, it is recording artists and music professionals with disabilities. All my life, all of my life, I literally was like, wow. I wish I could have other disabled musicians with me. Like, wow, I wish I had representation of music and disabilities. Like, literally
Yes.
never saw that. And then, literally, shout out to Kylie Miller because she is Lachi's social media manager. And Kylie and I worked on a project for someone else. And Kylie was like, do you know Ramped? And I was like, I've heard of it. Like, I think I've heard of it, but I didn't really know too much about it. Kylie was like, Austin, if you don't sign up for Ramped right now, I swear to God. So I
Oh
was
my
like, all right,
gosh.
let's get into it. So I met Lachi, and the rest is history. I really felt seen and heard, and Lachi herself is just infiltrating. She's a New York City governor for the Grammys, which is like, girl, a disabled blind black woman who is taking
Wow.
over is so powerful. And so
Yes.
Lachi really just believed in my power. She saw me for
Oh,
who I was, and she and I are very, very similar in that way. So she kind of was like, Austin, get into Ramped and let's get you seen and heard. And the mission that Ramped is like empowering disabled musicians and also just making it seen so that we're in these labels, in these industries, in infiltrating the industry so that we don't have to fight for ourselves, because a lot of us are fighting by ourselves in these situations.
corrupt the system, period. Like in the best way. Absolutely. And we are stronger together. But it is so cool. I didn't even know governor was a position with the Grammys.
I don't know exactly, but it's powerful. That's all you need to know.
She really is, like, true and true. She's worked on a couple films with Disability Film Challenge, so that's how I first heard about her, but I also have been watching her videos ever since. So the fact that we're all just like, especially in New York City, the community is, I love it so much. It's unreal. It's like I kind of always pictured as like being in the dorms and like going to college and being around your friends who are your people studying the same thing, but like this is our life. How lucky are we? How
I
lucky.
I thank God. I thank the universe every single day that
Yes.
I cannot believe that we are literally a train away from New York City. And honestly, I hear other people in other parts of the country, and they're just
Yes.
like, where are we in this magical world where we can just have like 30 people who are disabled come together so quickly, and like
Mhm.
the connections are insane. I wouldn't have anything that I have so quickly if I didn't live by New York City. And,
Yes.
because of that, Lachi was like, you need to get into the Grammys. You need to become, a voting member. So I am a part of the New York City chapter of the Recording Academy with Grammy U.
ASL+.
Come on, I love. So I'm doing a mentorship with the Grammys right now, and then I just applied to be a voting member for the Grammys. So I will be able to
Go
vote for the
off.
Chapel Roans,
Yes.
the Billie Eilishes, which that album, I will shout out, Hit Me Hard and Soft, deserved to have Album of the Year. Y'all can come
So
for me
good.
all you want. That
No, so
album,
good.
so
I'm a
good.
Billy
So good.
stan. Billy stan true and true. All of them.
Good.
The moment that we're having with like this femme poppy moment is just even the like boy band poppy music still coming back too. Also, I noticed the fade. You look so fly. I didn't notice till we started. My gosh.
Thank
Yes, but
you.
like it's the style, it's the sound, it's all you're welcome anytime. It's a good time to be in the industry, right? Like you get to be the first eyewitness to all of this. And not only that, encourage the sound that is in your brain and in your brainwaves and the music that you're producing yourself. I'm so excited for you and fingers
Thank you.
crossed. I hope you get it. I'm pretty sure that you will. If not, you'll someday. There's always goals and aspirations. Tell me before we sign off. What are some of maybe like your dream collabs? Like they don't have to be disabled. It can be disabled. Whatever you want. Dream collabs and like what does the next year look like for Austin?
So, a dream collab this year that I'm really trying to get into is working more fashion and being a model for one of the prestigious brands.
Let's go.
I think that we need to have a queer man with a disability in with a facial difference. Like literally as
Mhm.
it's y'all don't understand how hard it is to have a disability on your freaking face. Like it is really, really tough. You cannot hide it. It's the first thing that people see. And I know that I have the confidence, but it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of
Yes.
strength to own it and accept it. And so to have someone be doing Calvin Klein or Tommy Hilfiger, like shout out, let's make it happen, because we need
Yes.
to showcase that people are different, people are beautiful, and there's so much power in uniqueness. And I'm so happy that music is kind of going in that direction. Brat Summer was all about owning being messy and dirty and unique. And I really, really just want to infiltrate the fashion. I want to infiltrate the music. I want my new album to be on billboards, and I want people to really
Yes.
just like dance to the differences. That's really what I want. That's what I
Oh,
want.
yeah, and celebrate it. Like it is a celebration. And I also love that like you didn't even mention it, but I will mention it for you. Your content creation has even had you infiltrate the film scene this year. In the last year, you got to go to the Different Man premiere where we had some mutual friends. And they're like, "Wait, your boy Austin's here." And I'm like, like that's my backyard and Austin's there. Oh my god. I was losing it. I was so happy for you when I heard that. But you're right. Like it's for even for me, like it's not my face, but it is my greeting card. It's the fact that people see. And having people like you and then Adam Pearson, who was in A Different Man, it's now in my letterbox top 4 movies of all time. So good. And I think that that movie deserved a lot more recognition than it got, but that's a different story. That's why we're voting, right? We need to infiltrate these systems. It's so important for us. So I'm
It
so
is.
proud of you and
Thank
all the
you.
work you're doing. And I'm so happy you could be here with me today. I love you so, so much. You're the best.
I love you. You are so powerful, and from day one, I knew that you were gonna take over. And
Thank
I
you.
I can't believe a fuzzy little jacket got us to be where we are today. And the fact
Yes.
that you are doing everything that you're doing, QDC is insane. You're doing
Thank
so many
you.
amazing things, and you have the heart to go back on it. So thank you for
Oh,
what you're doing, because we're all doing it, but like to do it well, that's you, baby. That's you, baby.
right back at you, boo. Right back at you. I love you so, so much.
I love you.
Bye,
Bye.
darling.